I don't know. Under the new districts, she's if they get approved, she'll no longer be my congresswoman.
They should be ours.
Yeah, no, she's on the other side. Yeah, she's on the other side. Yeah, she's Harnett County. Yeah, Harnett County. Yes, ma'am.
One thing I think I had heard this about fair tax is that right now you have a set income tax, and this is a consumption tax. So you really decide what your tax rate is. If you cut your budget back, you don't spend all that. Where they take a certain percentage of for income tax and your payroll taxes, and you decide what you spend on this. If you don't spend it, you keep it.
Yeah, you know, like I was saying, somebody like me, they're gonna lose out on me because I'm cheap. Okay, I'm serious. I'm cheap. I shop the Dollar Tree. Okay, I'm cheap, and I'll tell everybody right up front, they're gonna lose out on me because I don't eat a lot. Okay, I don't spend a lot. I'm just contented as long as I have a few dollars to spoil my grandkids with. Okay, and I do get to see them every weekend. At least two of them come over every weekend. Okay, but I get to spoil them. I'm happy. And right now, the way things are going, I'm not happy because, like I told you, they're closing the store that I work at. My salary, I'm on commission. My salary's been cut drastically because of the economy, and I'm driving a '98 Kia. Okay, it's beat up, but you do what you have to do to make it work. Okay, and it's really frustrating that when you go to Food Lion and somebody's there swiping one of those cards, and you're right behind them. Okay, and then you walk out and they're parked right next to you, and they're driving a much newer car than you, like 10 years newer than yours. You sit there and you go,
what am I doing wrong?
No, something's wrong with this picture.
Yes.
Okay.
They should actually be thanking you.
Yeah, something's wrong with this picture.
Yeah, they're going to thank anybody.
But really, something's wrong with that picture. It really is. It is.
That's where the fair tax would be in trouble.
Yeah, I talked about
because it should have been done when it was 75% taxpayers and 25% consumers. But now you've got consumers up to 48%, and they will never go for it because they don't want to pay a dime in. They want to take out.
They want to take it out and not put in.
I have a niece. Bless her heart, she's a diehard liberal. Okay? And I asked her about this here. She says, "Oh no, Uncle Dave, I want all my money at the end of the year. I want that money. I get $4,000 back at the end of the year." I says, "Sweetheart, you don't get nothing back." I said, "What you're getting, you're taking from me and other people." I says, "That's what you're getting." I said, "But since you put it that way, you have 2 kids. You're a family of 4. You get a family of 4. I have a chart here someplace for a family of 4.
$32,000.
Yeah, about that. Where is it?
Just tell them to give you
family of 4. They're going to get $475 a month. Okay? I said, now you take that $475 a month, you add it up. I said, that's more than what you're getting on that earned income tax credit right now. She went, huh? I says, the prebate that you get, okay, is going to be more than what you're getting on that earned income tax credit. Well, I just like all my money at one time at the end of the year.
Just trying to give you $100 a week. Then
okay. Well, but I hate to say it, but that's the mentality of most.
There's a lot of folks.
Thank you, liberals that I've talked to. Okay, when you show them facts, okay, it's usually, well, I don't care what that says. I know what I know.
But laws don't deal in facts anyway.
Right.
They deal with emotions.
Yes, sir.
And something on top of this, you're saying that you only pay taxes on services and new items.
Right.
Well, the people that buy the used items are mostly poor middle class.
Right. They benefit.
So that's an additional, that's all that money every month that they keep in their pocket on top of that $4,000 that you're talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, the Marxists would love that. It's still progressive, quote unquote, because you're, like you said before, the 23%, the rich are paying the most, and the little people, They're not paying a whole lot.
In all reality, okay, if you really look at the fair tax, in all reality, okay, this should be a Democrat and a liberal's dream.
Yeah.
Okay, this should be a liberal's dream. Okay,
That's a way to look at it.
because the rich end up paying more because they spend more. So if you really want to tax the rich and hurt them, the fair tax is the way to go. Okay, but unfortunately, the liberals, they really don't care. And that's the hard thing to get a lot of people, a lot of the young liberals and everything to understand, is these guys, they don't really care about you. They speak, they speak, they speak. They promise, they promise, they promise. But the only thing they care about, it goes in their pocket. Okay? That's why you have, like Warren Buffett keeps, getting tired of him. Every time, my secretary pays a higher income tax rate than I do.
No, he just has a higher
Okay.
tax.
No, actually, she does.
He did because
Yeah.
she
They just
pays
checked.
income tax. He pays.
He made $100,000 last year. Okay, he gets all of his money in capital gains, which is taxed at a lower rate than the income tax. Okay, so yeah, he's right, but he don't get paid the same way she does.
And this
Okay.
corporation owes millions in taxes.
Oh, and right, and now it's come out that
$1 billion.
the corporation that he runs owes millions of dollars in back taxes. Of course, you don't see that on NBC, ABC, CBS. Okay, you don't see it on those stations because Warren Buffett is their darling. Fox News had one of those millionaires who came out and said, I'll pay more taxes. I think I should pay more taxes. And I forget who it was. No, one of the girls, what's the girl's name on the morning show? Gretchen asked him, well, why don't you just write the government check? Oh, no, I'm not going to do that. Well, if you think you should pay more taxes, write the government. Oh, no. I want everybody else to pay too. Well, then what you're saying is you don't want to pay them. You're just sitting there saying that because you know it's not going to happen. Okay?
They don't make them take the tax breaks. They don't have to.
No.
They don't have to claim all those tax breaks.
No, they don't. But they do because it's a nice thing to say when you're on national TV.
We're not gonna put another line in there. You can fill it in, how much you want to pay.
Yeah, and you know how and there'll be a zero on everything. Okay. Now,
The check if you want to pay more. So
Right.
they're looking at it.
any other questions on the fair tax? Because I'll sit here and talk ears off all
I
night.
just have a question, because I need you to explain again. I didn't quite understand about, you were talking about your niece and the money she was going to drop every month, and you mentioned earlier about the people who are now getting money from the government will get money, but it's going to be based on what? Are you
Okay,
saying it's based on that 23 cents or whatever?
It's
that
based
comes out
on the poverty level. Okay, the government feels that up to the poverty level, you're going to pay so much taxes on necessities. Okay, that a single guy like me, they're figuring I'm going to pay, what does it say up there, $199 a month on taxes on necessities. Okay, so what they're saying is they're going to send me a check for $199 so I don't have to pay taxes on this. Because everybody has certain necessities they need to live off. Again, I know my necessities. I'm not going to. No way I'm going to be paying that kind of money. Okay, in taxes. I know what I spend, especially since my pay's been cut. I'm on the computer about every other day looking at my bank account and looking at the bills, and I can tell you exactly almost to the penny what I have. Okay, so, and I know I'm not going to spend no $200 a month on.
They send you that money.
Yes, beginning every month.
And that's just the tax they figure you're going to pay.
Right.
Kind of like your standard deduction on the current system.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And what's nice
So
again,
what you don't
you got to
do,
be
you
a
keep.
legal U.S. citizen. You got to have a valid Social Security card, and basically the only form you fill out is a little 3x5 card saying how many people in your household, giving the Social Security number, so Social Security Administration could verify that there are legal Social Security cards.
Because the IRS does not, they don't check to see if anybody's illegal. illegal or legal when you fill up. I mean, if you've got that card with that ID number or something, they say
Heck,
they
half
don't-
those
they
people
don't
using
check
somebody else's ID, social security number
Hey,
anyway.
absolutely.
You know, so, and the IRS, they don't care. If they see getting a payroll deduction from North Carolina and the same social security number, they're getting a payroll deduction from New York, do you think they're going to say anything? They don't care. But at the end of the year, they're gonna take they want you to pay the taxes on it.
Fair tax actually solves a couple of problems.
Solves a lot of
One of them is that when somebody hijacks your social security number,
Right.
right now, if somebody hijacks your number, you could end up in trouble with the IRS for taxes that are owed that they
Right.
never paid.
Right.
And that goes away with the fair tax.
Correct.
There's a lot of good things about it.
There's a lot of things that fair tax solves. Yes, ma'am.
Back to the question we had before, talking about the presidential candidates. Where does Newt fall in on fair tax?
As far as I know, Newt is not a fair tax supporter. Okay, I haven't heard him say anything positive about it. But it's like everything else, you know. Most of the people, when you talk to that don't support the fair tax, that are considered conservative, the first answer they give you will never get it passed. Okay,
They realize that it's got to be passed.
right. They say they'll never get it passed through Congress, and so they're not a supporter of it. Heck, I had a lady, Renee, one of Renee Olmos people, her and I got into a discussion on it, and because I asked her why Renee wasn't a co-sponsor, and she said, well, what is the fair tax? So I'm explaining to her. She said, well, it hasn't even come into Congress yet. I said, they just had a meeting 2 weeks ago on it. I can't find it. So I'm looking at it right here. I got it on my computer. Well, I don't know. So finally she says, oh, well, small businesses don't support it. I used to be a lobbyist for small businesses. They don't support it. I said, they don't support it because they don't understand it. 2 weeks later, one of the small business groups came out saying they supported it. The same one that she said she used to lobby for, but she said she didn't know anything about the fair tax, but yes, she knew enough that they weren't going to support it. I'm like, you lied to me. You said you didn't know anything about it. Then you tell me you do know something about it. You know, just tell me the truth.
What about the U.S. Chamber?
Chamber of Commerce, some of them support, some of them don't. Again, most of them that don't support it, it's because they don't think it's going to get passed.
They don't know enough about it.
Well, it's just they don't think it's going to get passed, and they don't think there's enough support. But we have more sponsors in this section of Congress than we've ever had before. Okay, I think we're up like a 68 now, co-sponsors of the fair tax bill. That's more than what we've ever had before. As more people talk about it, more people are getting involved, more people asking questions. People are asking questions, and Congress is starting to take it serious.
So you're seeing some momentum.
Yes.
And what is, I don't know how involved you are with the core group of, that's pushing the fair tax, but what are their future plans? What are their strategies for getting this?
Basically, just keep on pushing it out, trying to inform more and more people about it. Little things like this, we can talk about it and go over it. Neil Bortz and Congressman John Linda's 2 books that they wrote about the fair tax, fairtax.org. Okay, any question you have about the fair tax that you even think about is on there. Sometimes I get hit with a question I don't know the answer to, or I forgot the answer to, and I'll be honest with you, I'm only human, and I'll go back and I'll pull it up and I'll start going down there, and a lot of times it's like, oh, gee Willikers, that was so simple. How did you not see that one? It's because it is so simple, and that's the whole thing. It is so simple.
I think that's what scares people too, because you look at your tax codes and your forms and how complicated they have got to be over the years. We don't understand simplicity.
Yeah.
I know that seems simple, and it seems the absolute best thing for everyone involved, except the lifetime politician.
Then this is true. And think about it. We have a Treasury Secretary right now, okay, who failed to pay his income tax. Okay? And what did he say? I must have forgot. Okay?
No, it was his
Okay.
TurboTax did it.
Yeah. Okay. I must have forgot. You got another guy, Tom Daschle, who was going to be, I think, Secretary of Education or something like that. I forget. What? Health and
Education.
right? They talked them up real good, and he come, hey, Tresville, we got a small problem. I don't think it's gonna be a big one, but I didn't pay my taxes on I thought I didn't have to, but he's the one that wrote the tax code. That part he said he didn't understand, he wrote.
That's pretty good.
Okay.
Ways and means.
Well, you know, there are certain individuals that you just have to say, oh, yeah, right, because there's no answer for them.
There's only one downside, really. If they pass something like that, I can't write on the books and, you know, mid to late February, see all the people dressed up like the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
Well, okay, well, but believe me, there'll be another issue. Believe me, you get the fair tax passed, we get a balanced budget amendment passed, there's still going to be other issues that we have to stay on top of, okay? We can't go back to sleep. Okay, there are going to be other issues. You know, Department of Education, a useless piece of, okay? You know, the post office, I'm sorry, there's things we could do with the post office. And, you know, even our Defense Department, there are things we could do with the Defense Department. Like bring all our boys home. That's my opinion, okay? Yeah. You know, I saw this, and you know there are other departments out there that we could. EPA, another one. Okay, that's another one we need to do something with. So there's always going to be something for us to be focused on. But it's like everything else. You have to start off with one thing and just get that one taken care of, move on to the next one, because you're not going to get it all done at one time. You know, what did the guy say about eating an elephant? How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time, right. I like that. I heard that and I said, man, I like that one. I'm going to keep that one. Okay? But really, and that's how you do it. You just got to do one bite at a time. Get this done, then move on to this one, and keep them focused, and get our republic back to the way the founding fathers envisioned it. And
how would this affect all these people on entitlements?
Throw them off.
I know they'd be paying a lot of taxes because they spend a lot of the money they get.
But they get money back. They get money.
There are entitlements out there that yes, there are that should have been gone away a long time ago. Okay, you got programs that need to go. Okay, that it didn't work, so what they do, they made another program to fix the program, and then you got 5 or 6 programs doing the same thing, but none of them are working. You know, they need to go. Preswell came out and said recently he wanted us military retirees to pay more for our health insurance. Okay, and I was like, okay, but who else is going to pay more for theirs? Okay, if we're going to do it, let's be fair. You're going to raise mine 10%. 15%, raise everybody in Congress 10-15%. Okay, let's be fair about it, you know. But of course they wouldn't do that. You know, they would cut their spending, what it costs them. So we have to pay more. But you know, it's just one thing at a time.
Well, how could you raise Congress by 10% when they don't pay nothing anyway?
Oh yeah, what can I say? Okay, I know. And you know that's what I'm saying. You know, that make them pay as much as we're paying, or a percentage like we are. Fine. but they're not going to do that.
They make the rules.
Yeah, and as long as we just be quiet and don't raise any heck, they're going to continue to do what they want to do. But the more we speak,
They don't like confrontation, really. No politician likes any kind of confrontation on anything.
no. But as long as we speak, and our biggest voice is at the ballot box. You know, we could raise all kinds of heck and jump up and down with signs and everything, but if we don't back it up at the ballot box, it's
Well,
No
a
good.
senator, his term is 6 years.
right.
He could start off the first month and do real good, and he could just do nothing until 3 months before his term is up.
Right.
He comes back and promises everything.
Or he co-sponsors something
Okay.
that somebody wants, yes.
But then the thing again is, we have to be the guy or the woman with the long memory.
It's our job.
We
to hold
remember
them accountable.
you, so yeah, you're not going to go without a primary fight this time. We're going to find somebody to run against you.
But they make laws that you can't do that. You
Sure you
can't
can.
confront them.
Sure you can.
We got laws that order.
Yeah, but you could put somebody else in the primary to fight them.
You need to go like 6 years.
Well, you know, it's
What makes a lot of
They
that
make
so bad?
laws where you can't confront them.
they make it difficult, but you can throw them out. You know,
They still
Lizzie
pay.
Dahl, Miss Dahl, she thought she had a cozy job, and what happened this last election? Everybody kicked her out. Okay, because personally, I thought she forgot she was representing North Carolina. Okay. You know, and yeah, we got somebody worse. Okay, so we just got to, you know, next time around. Well, seriously, if you do this a couple times, they will wake up and take notice.
Well, it's a process.
It is.
You know, it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take might take 10 years to get where we want to go, but we have to continue taking that one step forward. Sometimes they're going to knock us down. We have to get up and go, okay, let's go it again. You know.
You know, I think about all the good that this fair tax would do as far as stimulating the economy and, like I say, bringing all those
Yes.
investment dollars back over here. Because if things go like they look like they are, and we bring all of our brave military men like some of y'all back over here, what are they going to do? We already have such high unemployment. What are they going to do?
Well,
I think about that a lot.
My son came home from Iraq a year ago. The law is employer has to hold their job. When an employer has not held your job because you've been gone for 15 months, yeah, you could bully them into giving you your job back, and then next month they fire you for some unobvious reason. So he spent 9 months in the desert and the other 6 months between Mississippi and California at the National Training Center, and he came home with no job and looked all over, finally found a job waiting tables, and it's been February made a year, and
My
he's just
son-in-law
now
same
fixing to
way.
get hired with the police department.
My son-in-law the same way. He's in Tampa, Florida, and he came back from Afghanistan in April, and he's been, you know, working part-time.
Yeah, we're defending our right to walk the street, but
And he's working
it
part-time.
don't mean anything.
Nothing
Fair
to do.
tax program.
One more hill to take, that's Capitol Hill.
Well,
Take it with a ballot.
Amen.
Take it with a ballot. Not a
yeah,
vote, but
right. And that's what we have to stay focused on. We, you know,